Welcome to this special episode of Millionaire Marriage. We're a little off topic today because we wanted to do a special episode about Nepal, Ram's home country. There's some really big things happening there this week, an uprising, some huge political shifts, and especially the installation of the country's first female prime minister. So, Ram, talk a little bit about that, what's been happening, because you have real insider knowledge from people you've been talking to, what it means to the people in Nepal and what it means to you personally.
So I grew up in Nepal and I'm Nepali. I live in there and I moved my country probably 10 years ago to move to the United States due to all kinds of those. I was dealing with this problem, and Nepal has been dealing with this problem since before even I was born, before my father was born, probably. It's been dealing with this problem, and I was never careless about the politics or what happening in Nepal. And this time, and when I was wake up in the morning, and my sister called me and said, like, "Hey, call your nephew. Don't go outside the house. Like they were going to have be a protest about social media ban." I was like, "Oh shit!" I think it's people are doing it for like this, the voice of the Nepal. Social media is the voice of the Nepal, and everything's now that we know everything each other what's going on out there because of the social media platform. And I talked to my nephew to say, like, do not go anywhere because let me look at it a little bit more into it, and we can just keep looking at it in social media. Sometimes it's still smart people is sitting in the home looking at and analyzing it helps. And I try to tell him that in the right way, and he didn't go. He didn't go, and then right after that, and it's 24 hour, and every single things in Nepal has been changed, and the power of the power of the public, power of the human, and which is we have never spoken ourselves, we never shown who we are in our lifetime. This Gen Z team, these kids, which is the 18 to 27, whatever the age is, these kids are shown that we have a power, we matters, and that's everything changed. And now, after 3 or 4 days, have like a constantly over fighting, we hope everything goes better for the every single kids and the family, the members of the human,
Well,
and everybody.
what are they trying to change?
What they're trying to change is a corruption. So even like it's when I have a business in Nepal, so every single time when I was trying to open a business or doing a business or running a business, every single time if I'm without paying the government of the corrupted money, I will not have allowed to do anything. If
Do,
I know somebody else anything, I get to run everything easily, freely, and friendly. But if I don't know it, like let's say example for the somebody else coming from the village, they have a money, they work and everything, they want to come and run the business to Kathmandu or any cities that they want to make it happen, they will never get to do that. It's because
so they would have
it's
to
all about
have the money to pay a bribe.
yeah, bribes, whatever they do. Yeah, everything's about bribe.
I do remember myself doing the medical tracks, and we were trying to give free medical care to the
Yeah,
villages that really needed it. And every time we went to get our permit to do the medical track, it was always more and more money that we
every
were
single time
having.
we are trying to get a certificate of the release of taking a people to be literally given to village for free Medicare, and they were pretending says like we have to pay this fee, that fee, and every year and the price is double, and the price is every single time. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's every single time. It's a and we looked at why are we giving every single year? Why is it changing the price? Yeah, that otherwise they said not you didn't have to do it. They don't care less for the people. They care the how much we pay, pretty much.
Right. The fees were not going to help the
Yep.
people. They were going to help somebody. But it wasn't
Yep.
the people in the villages that we were giving free medical care to, a free pharmacy, free, doctors and nurses would come from around the world and offer their services to help the people. So,
And the things is, you remember the things is, none of the doctor and nurses even get paid. Even in Nepal, people were in Nepal willing to help. Like this generation of these people were willing to help. Even those people are having a hard time. Is that they're giving us so much hard times for every. It's nothing is a hard time other than the always the politics, always the government. So it's like, oh, you can't do this because of this reason. You can't do this because of this reason. It was.
Why do you think that is?
It's because it's like we they found the money inside the house, the hidden monies, hidden gold.
Mhm.
That's what it is. I mean,
I heard about that on the news that
it's seriously
they
why we need. If you have a roof top of you, if you have everything what you can, you have a family, you have children, everybody loves you. Why you need extra in that in your life?
well,
Why can't you
talk about
help the
that
others?
because the title of this vlogcast is Millionaire Marriage.
Yeah,
So we have more than we need,
we
and
do.
we've
We
talked
do.
about
Yeah.
that. So speak to that a little bit of somebody who came from not having enough to having more than you need. And what do you think that means to what we're talking about in
I mean,
Nepal right now?
seriously. I mean, I would being a flatly honest. I had right now more money than I can ever spend in my life, and I'm a one single person work and make everything what I have to do to make it happen to make that money. Think about how much money those people have and how much power those people have, how much power that we public given to those people if they used it proper way. They didn't have to worry about it. They can make every single human at the same situation that I'm living right now to make that happen. Everybody has enough and they never have to get thrown out of the window to go chase it down to the freaking gutter.
Why do you think that in all of the decades of politicians in Nepal, and we do have a new government there in 2007, there was a new republic formed, and there was also an uprising in the 10 years that preceded the new republic. But why do you think that after all of these decades, we can't find a politician with the mindset that you just spoke about that will say, okay, I have more than enough. Let me make sure that all of the people of this country have more than enough.
I think it's what I'm looking at is it's a power play country. And everything's about the where is the monies are there's a power, which is they learned that when they I don't know how they learned that maybe they learned when they grow up and that they're from the childhood and their grandfathers whatever it is. I think that this new generation will learn. You know what? We don't need it because the only reason I said that sometimes we go in trekking in Nepal or like any type of sports that we do, like we have a lot of things we can do in Nepal for the naturally, and like we have like it's a phenomenal country, it's a beautiful country, and then I see the these young Nepali boys and Nepali girls, they start travel, they're going somewhere else, and if they see the ama is carrying a doko and carrying something. He literally walks in there, gets hands to the 500 rupees. Hey, ama, go get something. I saw that before. And there's some other Nepali boys are doing that.
What do you mean, go get something?
Like it's giving them the money, just like it's because I have enough. Here's something for you. It was just because I saw that person and doing to try and work hard because I feel like this generation is learned like you know what we have more than enough we don't need a lot of power because we all are human we all are brother sister we can do this stuff thing together and like we can help these old people it's like it's still carrying like it's like whatever like doko or the whatever they're carrying to make money it seems like it's 1970s they haven't stopped that because these people who's in the chair, they're sitting there like they're using their power, abusing their power. If I give more to these people, guess what? They don't need me anymore, and they're gonna throw me out. Which is Genji just did that.
Well, one thing that I write about in the upcoming book, Becoming Pink, is how Nepal is a country of contrasts. It's like what it's heaven and hell on this in the same place
Yep.
on earth. And a lot of people go to Nepal seeking spirituality, that it's a very spiritual country. It's the land that the Lord Buddha was born in. It has a World Heritage Site, Pashupatinath, which is a place for Hindu pilgrims. And yet, what you're telling me about the corruption and about the actual humanity of the country seems in stark contrast to the divinity of the country.
Yep. I think it's yeah we have a lot of great history of the Arab uh, country and everything. So I think it's that was the one thing held behind for all of our like a generation that we don't want to do things because they keep taking advantage of. It's kind of like being a misogynist. Like it's, oh, I can't do that, but you cannot do that because you're not old enough to do that. That you don't know these histories. That's why I think is that this generation is like, you know what, fuck your everything's because we don't do that. We did everything what you said because guess what, we never anywhere, and we are still sitting here and praying that something is going to happen, and then every people in Nepal that I seen this 2023 to 2025, every male is carrying a backpack. They're going some other country to try to make money. So what is the heritage doing to those peoples? All we're doing to these old people collecting all the whatever that they can collect. They're being rich in themselves and their kids or their families. Everybody's traveling all over the world and acting like I'm the rich, whatever, like I'm the politics person. But we are like we're the one cleaning the door of the temple. We're the one that cleaning the the street of the temples and all of those things. Try to protect and come. They come and take over whatever they have. We have. So
Do you
that's why
think
they just want to destroy that.
do you think that that is why Gen Z, after all of these generations, finally had the uprising? Because with social media, the door was opened up to see the world, to
Yep.
see how maybe other people were living and communicating, and that they finally felt like not only could they see what was happening in the rest of the world, but they realized that they had a voice,
Yep.
that they had something to say.
Social media it's definitely provide a free voice and free speech of in our country, you know. And right now, like there's a lot of news and everything, but nobody it's a watches the news to say what's going on in Nepal right now. Everybody watches the social media, what's going on in Nepal because social media is a powerful tools. We can truly, honestly say whatever we think at the moment. It's not a matter of story. It's not a matter of the product. It's everything's right there. And then when they stop, when they're trying to do block that thing, I think they just put the fire on the gasoline.
So I you mentioned about the misogyny in the country, and again, I mean, in this whole thing, the whole country seems to have been burnt down and transformed almost overnight. We have a woman prime minister as the leader of the country right now. So, talk to me about that. In your time, you're just about to turn 40. And in your generation of growing up, did you think that you would see that based
No,
on male female relationships in the
no.
country?
Especially looking at a Nepal culturally, I will had never ever thought that we're gonna have this bigger change, this biggest flip in the history because I think it's like I'm not being anything else. Sometimes I do tell in my own company like, hey, if somebody working in the office, please hire the women because they are always the greatest things. It keep things together, makes things right, and they do better for the others. And they're always good. And I think choosing that route, that's the greatest things, and I ever saw it, and I
Why?
never thought that.
Why do you think now was the time when this is a country that I know when I first lived there around 2008 that there were still women that had to, if it was time for them to have their period, they would have to go sleep outside of the house. That women's rights were really, and actually a woman couldn't have her identity card, her, if she didn't have a husband, her father or her grandfather would have to get the identity for her and her children. So why do you think now, after all of this time, the time is right to flip the script
You
on
know
that?
what? I think it's a new generation, which is obviously I'm like a over that age, and but I have a lot of friends of those age, like Gen Z age. Like I talk to them. I'm kind of friend with them. Like like we still have a friendly conversation and that type of things. I think it's like it's what happened is these kids is every one of them goes to the school, they studies in the schools and all of those things. They start to realize they go back home, they always spend their time with their mom. They never get to spend time with the dad. And they realize, you know what, my mom eats. the household because my dad is going there to work, make money because this country is not allowing because everybody fights with the power.
That's
Hmm.
interesting. I
They
never.
never think it's like we don't think we like right now. Like if I'm talking about in my house, my family, I don't have my dad, and my mom has been my dad. Mom has been my mom. Mom has been my everything. So and here it's I am the oldest son. It's like out of the country, try to make survive in my life, and go back home. Who's holding the house?
That's interesting. So, by what happened in the culture of not having the economy, not building up an infrastructure in the culture, what they did is actually create a
Yeah,
matriarchal society because all of the men had to go out to work outside of the country. The last statistic I heard is that 75% of Nepali
it's
men
out
work
of country.
outside of the
Yep.
country.
Yeah, and that counts one of me.
Mhm. So we.
So I can't just make money and go there and instead of use my power to say like, oh, I can't run the country because I have no fucking idea about country.
Okay.
You know, because that's what male are doing. That's what the people are doing in the country, and on whoever's sitting in the chair, and that's what they're doing in the country. Their money speaks. The money they're using power. Money is they're utilizing as weapon to the everything, and like they have no idea about the culture. They have no idea the who you living with. They have no idea about the how you do, they want to take care of the country.
Mhm. um uh, like we recently started within the last year started a brand with our companies called Pink Culture,
Yes.
and a lot of people think that Pink Culture is a girl brand, but that is not what how we think
Nope.
about Pink Culture. Do you want to say what we think about Pink Culture and how it ties into all of this, or?
I mean, seriously, when we when my wife Sandra started of a pink culture, I always call her Kali too. But the one day I wake up and you should open this, you should do this because he always wanted to do something really close to the helping people, and she always worked in that path, and she found the enlightenment for her side. Like, and then I wake up like, hey, let's do this pink culture tour. We started working on a pink culture tour. Like I feel like it's our life become a different. It's not only like the women, even the guys, like come to the office and come to do everything. They're like, oh my god, it's pink. Pink is always think is for the women, but we don't think that in our country. In Nepal, we don't think that way. We have a pink house. We pink is like it's a very normalized color to our country, but I think it's without understanding of what it means of the pink.
Right. So that's what we're trying to spread in Pink Culture is that really this color brings an energy to everything that you do that is a bit higher, a bit more enlightened. And if it is symbolic of divine feminine,
Yeah.
maybe it is because we're all half masculine, half feminine. We're all yin and yang,
Yep.
right? Nobody's one or the other. Um, but if it symbolizes that, it does seem like right now with us having been sparked with that idea, and the prime minister of Nepal coming in, and she is a woman. It seems to me that Kali, the divine feminine, is having a moment in time.
Yeah,
Would you
I
say?
think so. I mean, we do actually we do pray for the Kali. We do pray for the Kali Mata, the one of the highest god in our culture, and I do respect that. And maybe it's a possibility that I know the world is gonna. It's a circle,
Yes.
and eventually everybody gets a chance. I think that's what is happening right now.
Yeah, and interestingly too, the holiday season is coming
Yep.
up. Right, like this happened right before the main holiday season of Nepal. The first one is Dasai, which
And then the second is
cel-
Tiar.
yes, Dasai celebrates the goddess Durga, and Kali is incarnation of Durga, and then the
And the Guy Jatra was just finished, which is that happened right after that.
yes. What do you want to explain what the Gai
No, I
Jatra is?
mean I don't know very much about it, but I know a lot. I've been like I'm not involved to that type of things, but it's a coincidence that right after the Guy Jatra was having celebrated and everything is like it's and burned down on the Nepal,
Do
and
they
that's
burn the effigy of the Gai Jatra?
I don't think
The
so.
thing
No,
that they roll through the
no,
street?
no, I don't think so. No, I maybe I have no, I haven't seen it, but I think it would just happen. The Guy Jatra was the guy Jatra was just going through it, and then said that that happened right
No,
after
what
that.
I mean is, what does the Gai Jatra stand for? What is that festival for?
The Gaijatra festival first, it I think is like it's a celebrating of uh
It's a Nuwari festival, isn't it?
Newari festival
Yeah,
celebrating
in
of
Kathmandu.
yeah, I think it's celebrating of like this, you know, the Kali Mata. They do make like all this like make it wear a mask and it has a big tongue sticking
Oh yes,
out.
the demons. The one,
Demons,
the
yeah,
demons.
demons
Yes,
of like that. They do that, right? That's
yeah.
why I thought
Uh
because
huh.
the Guy Jatra is like then nobody wears, everyone wears the mask. You know, like if you go in Tamil, you
Yeah.
see like a big tongue sticking out, like it's the mask, the big.
Yeah.
That's what they wear. They wear like it's exactly all they wear the female clothes, like it's all
Right.
has the exact same face, the same clothes,
Uh
and
huh.
the dance,
Oh,
yeah.
that sounds exactly like a Kali festival. Yes,
So
I haven't
that's what I think.
experienced that festival,
You
but
have the guys that are having this.
no, we'll have to do that
You
next time
have
when we're
to
there.
look when you finish this. You just put look at it. Then the Guy Jatra festival. It's that's right after that, and it blew everything's up.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence. So
No,
we've got all of these festivals celebrating divine feminine power. The one that we're going to end up with here soon is the Tihar, which is to the goddess Lakshmi,
mm-hmm.
and she represents abundance in the world. So what I'm hoping is after this kind of cleansing, this destruction that we've gone through, there will be abundance in Nepal,
Yeah,
which is
it's the
what the
things that I'm
kids.
looking at on the internet right now, like social media, not the internet. It's social media. I haven't. I mean, I fall asleep today on the couch because I was probably tired because my eyes is open and in the cell phone, my cell phone I'm watching every single day. My wife is just started telling me like I'm being a cranky for like too much into this social media things, but I couldn't stop watching it and I was tired and all of those things. But the thing happened is what happening is I can't not believe it. But what is come out the end of it, I'm so proud of what the Gen Z did. I'm so happy, and I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna be the change for every single human of the Nepal.
What do you think? We talked about the Tihar, the Lakshmi Puja is coming up. What do you think abundance in Nepal looks like in the future?
I
What does Gen Z want for their future?
I think it's like their future. They're looking for all the family together, and they're gonna have the most amazing time. It's a freely and open. We, I mean, we all want to follow the rules. There's never we not want to follow the rules. But here's the thing: the problem is they're not following the rules, and they're overdoing the rules for us, and they're taking over our power. If we can't even speak ourselves, and like police, like if I speak to the police, guess what? And the one thing, if I didn't say yes for them, they started smacking us without even thinking. And the same thing, the government doing the same thing for the business people. And like it's a chain of command for they already know what they want to do to the public and terrorizing us. But these, I don't think that we're gonna have to deal with anymore. We're gonna be freely, happily, gonna enjoy every single holiday from now on with the kids. And then also another things, I don't think that anymore is anybody gonna run over the kids on the road and just walk away. So
A country is like a family, and it's also like a business,
yeah,
right? It's got an economy and you've got a whole family of people. But talk about how what does it take to rebuild trust in a country, but also from a personal point of view, from a business person who has been through personally a similar type of
yeah, I
destruction
did, yeah.
and rebirth.
So I think it's like a Nepal. It's a very small country. I
It's
mean,
like a small family.
it's a very small country, and we everybody knows each other. Even right now, if I walk out from my house here in the United States, every single restaurant, every single hotel, every single place I see the restaurant, it's my brother and sister. No matter what, the first thought, that's my brother. That's how we count the people. That's how we count. We looked at it in our culture. But the same brother sister try to take advantage of other brother sister. That's what happened in Nepal because we take it. There's a half of the brother and sister was taking up advantage of the first people, brother and sister who work hard. to try to make everything right. And here that the bigger brother, older brother and sister taking advantage. Let's put them at work, and we will ride the freaking horse, golden horse. You know
So,
what? That's not happening. That's what the Gen Z did. You know what? You did it enough. It's our time.
what do you think the first move from the Honorable Susila Karki, Prime Minister, should be to rebuild as now the mother of the country?
I think she should be in the what is the pedestal?
She should be on a pedestal,
Yeah, carry around in the street,
and
and then
then
make her welcome to the family, and she can run the country.
what would you want her first move to be to help the people of Nepal?
Put together the country. Put together, bring the family together. Bring the family. This right now, like we are untrustable place. We can't trust anybody else. This is her job to make sure that everybody trusts her. If we want to be mother, she wants to be mother of the country. She act like a mother, she pretend like a mother, she treat like a mother, and she will treat us like her children of the brother and sister, and the work this country put together.
Takes care of the
Yep.
people.
Take care of people of the country.
Anything else you would like to say on this
No,
topic?
but I would like to say, I was really upset and sad what happened to the country, but I'm so proud of it. So hope for the best.
Yeah.
Go Genji.
Namaste.